Hello, welcome to Operational Design Project 2025, presentation to North-South investors. I am Marge Jones. I am your presenter and your consultant of choice. This operational design project speaks to the complexity the organization's experiencing in the restaurant group within the hotel and resort portfolio of North-South investors. North-South investors are asset managers, real estate experts, and this particular plan is targeted to the restaurant group within the hotel and resort portfolio. The organization specializes in asset management, the division of where the intervention is needed, specifically in the restaurant group. This is the cause of the intervention is needed because in recent years, the service and the operation has been disrupted due to a massive growth spur the company is experiencing within the, which has created some dramatic operation complexities within the restaurant group of the portfolio. The work that is required will require some navigation to get ahead of these challenges and will require all stakeholders to play a part. That includes our owners, the leaders, employees, and all line level associates. Let's discuss the plan. The plan is to deploy a human process intervention focused on building relationships and improving communications within the organization. As a consultant of choice, my expertise will significantly enhance the effectiveness of the plan and processes, specifically in the areas of strategic planning, change management, training and development, and facilitating collaboration. As I apply my areas of expertise to this plan, careful considerations will be given to the importance of transparency, being as open as honest as I can, confidentiality, being very protective of sensitive information, or if there's any legalities that I need to be mindful of. And specifically in the areas of conflict, I am currently an employee of the organization, so I want to be very careful that if there's any areas where a conflict of interest might exist, then I would need to present that, be very transparent with it, and work through those processes with all parties. Now that we've gained some insight on the organization in terms of North-South investors, the need for a human intervention plan resulting from the massive growth the organization has experienced, let's walk through and analyze the issues and the challenges to better pinpoint the root causes to support the decisions to improve the processes and capitalize on opportunities for growth. By applying the comprehensive model for diagnosis organization system within the restaurant group, we quickly identified or can identify issues at the organizational level, issues at the group level, and the individual level. This includes the communication, which can be vague exchanges between managers and associates, employee engagement, causing team members to figure things out on their own, as well as the leadership challenges. And this could be an opportunity where we would find new creative ways to engage the team for better communication. One way we can improve, one way these improvements can be obtained is through data collection to pinpoint the key organization challenges. But let's discuss how. How can we help the leaders at North-South investors gather the necessary data to support the plan? This can be achieved through the very popular tools of questionnaires and surveys. And of course, they're the most useful tools to gather information, opinions, and provide feedback. So these tools will help us not only qualify the perceptions, but certainly quantify the perceptions in areas of concern that are also the core to the plan, which are communication, employee engagement, leadership challenges, and certainly this process will require meetings and interviews at various levels. And that will include human resource managers, again, leaders at different levels, all line level employees, certainly all stakeholders. And then the next step will be to transform that data into actionable plans. Reporting and feeding back the data and presenting recommendations can create a more responsive and adaptive environment that meets the need of the plan. This step requires a well thought out communication plan to identify the stakeholders that are influenced in the plan or that would gain the most from the plan, as well as in addition to leaders as well as the associates. We can assess levels of influence within each group to craft relatable messaging and figure out the most appropriate channels to communicate and to convey these messages to all stakeholders and to shore up the engagement based on the data collecting. The goal again is to complete the entire process in 6 months time frame and to pinpoint the root causes of the issues that are influence the operational inefficiencies and the reason why there's a need for a plan. The timeline is targeted starting with data collection, and the timeline is over 6 months. And the plan calls for data collection, design interventions, team building workshops, leadership development programs, communication training, and we'll make the necessary adjustments along the way to ensure that the evaluation process is certainly on target. The Operational Design Plan 2025 for North-South investors is very important to the organization. And there are three key elements that will require some additional attention, and that includes the organization elements, the internal factors, the external factors, and based on our findings that we could figure out how extensive a contingency plan is required. These critical considerations to the plan, again, the internal, external, and the contingency planning, as a facilitator of the intervention, one must ensure that a culture exists that fosters collaboration, open communication, continuous learning. Otherwise, unforeseen critical elements may arise and create more complexity, causing the plan to derail, which would trigger contingency planning. Once the success of the intervention is assessed, this includes employee surveys, interviews, and observations, North-South investors can take action. They can take action to realign the organization and look into new ways to enhance communication, guide leaders that will enhance communication, bridge new and existing relationships, as well as create a much better work environment for the associates. And as a consultant, I certainly will be available to the organization if additional services are needed to support this plan and possibly draft future plans. But we certainly wish the organization great successes in their endeavors. Thank you.